Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very excited to be doing yoga with all of you. Thank you for joining and finding the time and the energy to do this. Today we're going to do chair yoga, as you know, and all you need is a chair. You need a chair with no arms, and you need a chair that has a back. With chair yoga, most of the positions will be on the chair, but we will be doing some standing poses, so be prepared for that. So to start, let's get our bodies a little bit away from the back of our chair. Let's sit nice and tall. Get your shoulders back. Let's have our feet about hip distance apart on the floor. And let's bring our hands into our heart center. Today our intention is going to be happiness. As you know, we've been bombarded with a lot of not happiness, a lot of bad news. So I'm really hoping that what we can do today is bring a little happiness into your life through yoga. And so let's get started. Let's close our eyes and let's just be aware of our breathing. In and out. Just normal breathing. Let's begin a breath exercise. And the breath exercise will be an inhale for 5 counts, holding it for up to 5 counts sequentially, there we go, and then exhaling for 5 counts. So take a nice breath in and a nice breath out. And now inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 1, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release your hands down to your lap. Begin normal breathing. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Breathing exercises are a part of yoga. It's also a great way for relaxation. So you can use that exercise before you go to bed, as you get up in the morning, whatever works for you. So let's begin a little movement now. Again, make sure that our feet are hip distance apart. Make sure that our bodies are nice and straight. We're going to start with just a little bit of movement in our bodies. Are we ready? All right. Let's begin with raising our arms over our head, bringing them down through our heart to our heart center, and then out, and then down. Now let's do that with our breath. So on an inhale, let's bring our arms up. exhale, bring our hands to our heart center. Inhale, bring our arms out wide and down on an exhale. One more time. This time let's look up at the sky. So inhale up, exhale, chin down to your chest. Inhale, straighten out, and exhale, bring your arms down. Okay, very nice. Good job. Okay, let's roll our shoulders around a little bit. Let's do a little head movement. Let's turn our neck, our head to the left. Gently, don't push it, just nice and gentle. We're warming up our bodies a little bit. Bring it back to center, and now let's go to our right. One thing about yoga also, bring it back to center, is really honor your own body. What your body can do is all you need to do. You do not need to do. If you see me doing something that you're like, oh no, there's no way I'm doing that, then don't do it. Just go to that place where you feel a little bit of stretch, but never pain. Honor your body. Okay, so now let's warm up our arms a little bit. Let's bring our arms out wide, and let's do a few circles. Nice. Now let's bring our arms to the center right in front of us, and let's do fists with our hands, and let's do them as wide as we can. Really stretch them. Fists, wide. One more time. Fists, wide. Now let's do up and down, up and down, and then finally let's just do little circles with our hands. And let's rotate the other way. Just doing slight movements brings us a little more energy, and energy usually brings us a little more happiness. Let's lower our arms down. Let's bring our right leg up, knee up to our chest. Let's do a little rolling of our ankle. Go back the other way. Nice. And let's lower the right leg down. Let's bring our left leg up now. Let's do the same thing. Roll that ankle. Mine is cracking a little bit. I don't know about yours. Let's go the other way. Must not have rolled that ankle yet today. Okay. And bring it down. One thing also about yoga is to smile. So sometimes I'll tell you to smile, and you should be smiling at my ridiculous shirt that I have on as well. I thought happiness would, you get a smile from this shirt. Okay, let's bring our left leg up again, and let's this time hold it just with your left hand, and let's do a hip rotation. Okay, so we're bringing our hip around, warming that hip up a little bit. Again, your movement should only be as big a movement as your leg feels comfortable, or your hip feels comfortable doing. Small movements, nothing wrong with small movements as well. Good job. Bring that leg down. Now let's bring our right leg up again with our right hand. Let's make that same movement. Nice. One leg might be, or one hip, might be a little bit more tight than the next one. So you may be making smaller circles with one leg than the other. Okay, bring that down. And turn up my music a little bit. Always need music with yoga, right? Okay, great. So let's go up on our toes, and let's come back on our heels. Up on our toes, and back on our heels. Up on our toes, and back on our heels. So you're feeling a little bit in your calf muscles here, which is great. Get those calves energized, right? Good. Okay, let's do a little side bend. So let's lower our left hand to our chair. Hold on to your chair. Raise your right arm over your head and bend to your left. Just a little bend. Notice how far you're bending. because we're going to do this at the end of our practice today, and we'll see if you can bend a little bit further after we've been practicing. Come on back up to center and bring that arm, your right arm down to the chair. Hold on to your chair. Bring your left arm up and bend to your right. Nice straight arm. Keeping your arm over your ear if at all possible. And breathing. One of the things we kind of forget to do is breathe when we're doing yoga. Come on back up to center and lower that arm down. Great. Okay, everybody warmed up? All right, roll your shoulders a little bit, jog your feet a little bit. Okay, let's go into what I call what is Warrior One. So let's go to our right. And let's have only our right leg on the chair. And let's bring our left leg down to the floor. As if we got it down, we're trying to reach the floor. Sit nice and tall. Hang on to your chair. Get nice and tall on that. See if you can move that left leg back a little bit. Just as far as it feels comfortable. So you're getting a nice stretch in this front of your leg area. Putting a little muscle there. And then if you feel comfortable in this position, then raise your arms up over your head. Look straight ahead, sitting nice and tall as you can, and breathe. And taking it a little further, put a little smile on your face. Great. Let's lower that back down. Good. Bring that leg back. Bring up your left leg, and let's go to the other side. So let's go to our left side this time. Our right leg is going to be dangling down. Bring that down. Hang on to your chair. Nothing wrong with hanging on to that chair. Sit nice and tall. Get those shoulders back, chest forward. And let's move that right leg back just a little bit. Or a lot if you really can. Whatever works for you. And then when you're ready, again, you want your body straight forward. And raise your arms up over your head. Nice and tall. Everybody sitting tall? All right. Breathe in and out. I guess that's the only way you can breathe, right? And lower it down. Great. Come back to center. All right. How'd we do? Good job? All right. Now let's do a little twisting. So again, let's go to our right. Everybody there? And I want you to put your hands on your chair behind you. So you're turning your body to look behind you. Okay? Just a nice gentle twist. Don't be doing anything radical. And we really want to twist from our core area and then our rib area and then our shoulders. We don't have to really do our neck a lot. Breathing, nice and strong. Great. Let's come on back to center. And guess what? Now we have to go to the other side because you always have to be even when you do yoga, right? So now we're on our left side. We're reaching again behind us to grab the top of our chair. Nice and strong. Sit tall. This time as you take a breath in, try to sit a little bit taller. And as you exhale, turn your body just a touch more. See if you can get a little bit more of a twist in that body. And breathing. And release that and come on back to center. Okay, good. All right, now we're going to do a couple standing poses and definitely a balance because as we age, we lose our balance. So we have to get that balance. So let's all stand up and let's come behind our chair. And we're going to use the back of our chair to some degree as a stabilizer, okay? So if at any point you just feel a little wobbly, just put your hand or hands on your chair. So the first thing I want you to do is spread your feet wide. And you want your feet to be parallel with the chair, okay, so that your feet are kind of facing me, I guess. I'm assuming you're facing me now. Okay, everybody got that? Let's raise our arms up and lower down. Now let's raise them up and down. Good. Now I want you to take your right foot and I want you to turn it 90 degrees. So see how my foot turned 90 degrees? Everybody see that? Okay, and the back foot, you can just leave it pretty much where it is right now. What I want you to do is raise your arms up again, and then I want you to bend your knee just a little bit. I don't want you to go over your ankle with your knee. I want it to be straight. Okay, nice and straight. I want you to be able to see your big toe. If you can't see your big toe, you have to push your knee out towards away from your chair. Look over that right hand, nice and strong. Make sure that this left hand isn't flopping down. Let's get that up there. Nice and strong. Are those arms starting to hurt? Mine are. Let's bring them down. Okay, bring that foot back to parallel to the chair. And let's just take a breath. Whew. And let's just blow it out strong. Whew. Again. Good. I hope you all did that. I can't hear you. Okay, let's turn our left foot now the 90 degrees. So the other foot, everybody watching that foot turn. Let's get our arms up nice and strong again. And let's bend that left knee just a little bit. So you want it again over your ankle and you want it to be able to see your big toe. If you're not seeing that toe, put it away, push your knee a little bit away from the chair. Okay, and look over that. And now you're saying, come on, let's lower those arms because they're killing me, right? Okay, that's good. Keep it up. One more breath in and out and lower them down. Nice job, nice job. Bring that foot back to center. Okay, now what I really want you to do is have a little fun with this. I want you to put your hands on your chair, and what I want you to do is bend your knees, and I want you to jump your feet together. Did everybody have fun with that? It's a good way. But jumping is so good for us, and we don't do a lot of that. That's really great, especially for us women in our bone density, because that starts to dissolve. Okay, leave your chair where it is. I'm just going to demonstrate so you can see. We're going to do Tadasana, which is a standing mountain pose, it's called. And what it is a real strong, sort of a balanced pose, only on 2 feet. So start with your feet hip distance apart. And some of you think your hips are wider. Remember, your hips are right here. They're not out here. They're right here. So make sure your feet are directly under those hips. Okay, and you want them so that they're pretty much parallel. You don't want to be splayed like this. Bring those feet back together. You don't want to be like this. You want them nice and solidly straight, parallel to each other. Good? Now I want you to feel your feet. And I want you to make sure that you're on all 4 parts of your foot, meaning the balls of your feet, the 2 end balls, and the 2 heel parts. So nice and strong on that. And I want you to just wave back and forth a little bit. Just kind of wobble back and forth. Feel where you feel really solid on your feet. Our feet are our foundation. So if we don't have a solid foundation, just like if we're building a house, we can crumble. Okay, next I want you to raise your toes. If you're in your shoes, I know this is a little difficult, but try to raise your toes, stretch them as wide as you can, and then drop them down. Now, if at any point during this you start to wobble, as you saw I did, nothing wrong with holding on to your chair. Okay, so now we got our feet in good alignment. I want you to engage your legs. You're going to feel like your kneecaps come up a little bit. And I want you to bring your thighs up. And when you bring your thighs up, you kind of feel like your tailbone comes up in the back. So bring that tailbone back down. And if you do that, raise your thighs and bring your tailbone down, you're going to feel this area right here tighten up, your core. And that core is needed for our balances. So the more core work, or the more core tightness we use as we're standing, the better. Okay, arms straight, thumbs forward. Let's get our shoulders in proper alignment. So let's lift our shoulders up. Let's kind of roll them back a little bit and then just let them drop. Let them drop naturally. Bring your chin back. A lot of times we're out like this, especially when we're walking. So if you think, always bring your chin back, bring that throat back. Bring that throat back. Now let's pretend like we have a nice string drawing us up to the ceiling. So nice and tall we're standing. Great posture when you're standing in any lines. A lot of us stand like this or like this. Nice standing tall posture. Now I want you to close your eyes. I want you to really close your eyes. And you'll notice that when your eyes are closed, you sort of move a little bit. That's okay. That's pretty normal, actually. So I want you to just stand here for a moment. Breathing, of course. Nothing wrong with just doing that posture every day. If you just even do that Tadasana, you're going to be in much better condition, much better shape. Okay, so now we got our chair in front of us. We're going to do a balance pose. I'm going to keep my chair a little bit on the side so that you can see what I'm doing. I want both of your hands, don't move your feet, I want both of your hands on your chair, on the back of your chair, okay? Obviously your chair's here. What we're going to do is we're going to start by raising our left leg straight in front of us. You're hanging onto your chair, right? And now I want you to move that left leg out to the side, still facing me. And then I want you to place it on the inside of your shin. Nice and tall. Nice and tall. Sorry, we're having a little background noise. I want you to bring one hand, if you feel comfortable, into your heart center, and then the other hand if you feel really good. And finally, I want you to grow your tree if you feel capable. You may just have one hand on your chair. You may have both of your hands on the chair. You're standing on one foot though. So you're starting to get that balance. Try to take one hand off the chair and release. Bring that foot down. Okay, how did we do? Okay, just don't get frustrated. All right, a lot of times you find your balance is better on your other foot. So let's try our left foot being nice and solid. And we're going to bring our right leg up. And we're going to bring our right leg over. And then we're going to, again, place it on our shin. Both hands are on the chair, right? Let's try to bring one hand in, the other hand in. Remember, if you don't feel good on your balance, obviously my left side's a little bit worse. And then let's bring our arms up if that feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't, hands on the chair. So as you work on this, let's release down. As you work on that balance pose, in your own time, then you'll notice that you maybe only have to have one hand on that chair. Another great idea for balancing is when you brush your teeth in the morning, stand on one foot, on your right foot, and when you brush your teeth at night, stand on the other foot, just one-handed. You'd be amazed. Of course, don't stop brushing just because you're losing your balance. Okay, let's bring her back to our chair, okay? Good. Okay, let's just take a little breath here. Standing poses are huge energy poses. As you know, sitting down is a lot easier. So whenever we sit down in yoga, we want to be more towards the front of our chair, away from our back, and we want that posture, our feet hip distance apart. Remember, your hips are here, they're not out here. And we want to be nice and tall. We want our shoulders to be back. We're going to do what I call a fun exercise. We'll see if it makes you happy. We're doing really what yoga calls cat and cow, but we're going to use a beach ball instead, a pretend beach ball. So we have to go back to our childhood and think of when we played with that beach ball, or when our grandkids are, or kids. Okay, so what I want you to do is pick up that beach ball, and it's pretty big, right? So we want to round our shoulders around that ball. Nice and rounded. Bend down a little bit. Now I want you to throw the beach ball out, and I want you to bring your arms way back. I want your chest out in front of you, nice and strong. And I want you to pick up that beach ball again. Again, you're rounding that back. Nice. Throw the beach ball out. Nice and strong, open chest. Open chest brings our heart out, and we bring happiness. And once more, let's round it, get that beach ball back to us. And release the beach ball and open that chest nice and wide. Very good. Let's come back to neutral. Let's roll our shoulders around a little bit. Let's jog our feet. I don't hear you. Jog your feet. Let's make it nice and loud. Let's see how loud we can make it. We're pretending we're kids. Lots of noise. Okay, as long as we're in the kid mode, how about this? Let's do some jumping jacks on our chair, I promise. So let's get our feet wide, as wide as feels comfortable. I always kind of forget how we do jumping jacks. Nope, I got it. Okay, so feet wide, and then I want you to bring your arms up and bring them together. Out, far apart, together, and out. Now when we do them, I want you to make lots of noise when we bring them together. Unfortunately, I'm on a carpet, so it's not going to be as noisy as where you are, right? Okay, are you ready? Up, together, up, together, up, together, up, together, up, and far apart. Okay, so how did that feel? Do you feel your heart racing a little bit more? Yeah, that's good, right? Got that heart going. Okay, let's do I call this, it's called a figure four, but I call it the man sit just because it's the way men sit. So I want you to take your left leg, I want you to put it on your right leg, your ankle. Ooh, I feel a little tight right here. Your hip might be a little tight. So your man sit may be up like this. Just whatever feels comfortable. Hold your foot. Put a little pressure on your left thigh. Oh, I got a fly here. Just a little. Not on your knee. Never on your knee. We got to protect those knees at all costs. Just a light pressure. Okay, release that. And let's now bend forward. So we want our chest forward. We want to bend over our figure four. Just a little bit, chest forward, looking at me, and come on back up. Okay, let's try that with our other leg. Let's bring our right leg up on our left leg, ankle on our left leg, grab our foot, or ankle, whatever feels comfortable. And your other hand is on your right thigh. And let's just press gently, gently. Sitting nice and tall. Breathing. Release that pressure. Now let's bend over that just a little bit. Again, chest forward. We're bending at the hips. Good job. It's like really hits you right in those back glute muscles which is always needing a little strengthening back there. Okay, let's do a forward fold now. So what I want you to do is bring your feet far apart, okay? And when we do forward folds, we always bend from our hips. So push your hands right at your hips, and when you bend forward, bring your chest forward, head goes with your chest, with your shoulders, with your shoulders, and just bring that forward. Just come as far as you feel comfortable. Okay, it could be this far, could be lower. We don't want to be rounding our back like that. We want to keep those shoulders back and our chest forward, okay? And come on back up. Okay, let's try that one more time again. Remember, you're bending from here, okay? From your hips. Nice and tall. Bend forward, chest out, shoulders back. And come on down. Maybe walk your hands down your legs. Try to touch the floor if you can. Whatever you're comfortable doing, don't go too far. I don't want any injuries out there. And come on back up. Engage your core when you're coming up. Take all that pressure off your back and put it right here in that tummy. Okay? Good? All right. Let's cool down a little bit. Let's start with arm circles. So let's bring our arms out. Let's start with little arm circles, and then let's make them bigger until they're huge arm circles. So we're really making those shoulders feel good. And then let's go the other way. Big circles. Ooh. To make them smaller, smaller, until they're non-existent. Great. And then let's bring our left arm over our chest, take our right hand and pull that towards us. Our bicep, we're pulling that towards us. You should feel a nice little stretch in that back body, that shoulder. Release. Let's do the other side, right arm out over us, and our left hand is pulling that shoulder in. That arm in. It'd be tough to do the shoulder in. And release that. Now let's take our left arm, let's bring it to the sky. Let's bring it down our back. And let's take our right arm, right hand on that elbow and pull it back just a little bit. So really work in this area right here, that tricep area. That for women kind of always gets a little not looking good. And let's release that down. Now let's do our right arm up and bring that behind us. Our left arm comes up, our hand on our elbow, and let's pull that back just a little bit until you feel a nice stretch. Remember to always try and sit tall. So if you're kind of getting chunked over, get that shoulders back and release down. Okay, now let's do that side bend and see how we did. So make sure that our feet are nice and flat on the floor again. Left hand on the chair, right arm up, and go to your left. Hopefully you're moving a little bit more today. or today, after the stretching. And come on back up, and then right hand on the chair, left arm up, and go to your right. Arm right at your ear, nice and tall. You might see that you kind of could bend one way more than the other. And come on back up to center. Oh. Let's take a nice breath. In and out. In and out. Great. Let's close out with a nice little focus on our breath. We're not going to do a full meditation, but I want us to just cool down a little bit before we go back to whatever we were doing before. So let's put our hands on our thighs. Just be nice and comfortable. If you want to move back in your chair a little bit, that's okay. But we still want to be sitting nice and tall, okay? I want you to close your eyes. And I just want you to be aware of your body. Seated on the chair, the weight of your body. Be aware of the sounds around you. Maybe the smells, maybe somebody's cooking lunch. Let those sounds just go. Bring your awareness back to your body, and starting at the top of your head, just scan down all the way to your toes. Being aware of areas that maybe are a little tight, areas that feel really good, areas that you haven't moved in a while. And when you've hit your toes, then just focus on your breath a little bit. The inhalation and the exhalation. Watch that rising of either your chest or your abdomen. And follow that movement. Because as you inhale, they expand. And as you exhale, they contract. Just follow that for a few breaths. Follow your breath all the way to the end of the inhale and of your exhale. Release your thoughts. They'll still be there after we get done. Follow that movement of your breath in and out. No two breaths are ever the same. Expansion and contraction. Now let's bring our awareness back to our body. Back to the chair we're sitting on. Back to our feet on the floor. Breathing just comes naturally. Let's bring our hands into our heart center. Again, I thank you for coming today, joining in this yoga class. I hope it brought at least one smile to your face. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. You can redo this class, anytime you want.